We are hard up gangster when it comes to slavery. Slavery. We are hard up gangster when it comes to each other. But when it comes to our enemy, we humble down like babies, like lambs, and cry like babies. Looking at each other, crazy. But when it comes to this enemy, we don't do nothing. We're not, think about it. We are very gangster and hard up cold and gangster when it comes to each other. But when it comes to this enemy, we scared. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like cow. I'm just saying this as an example, bro. Because I'm gonna give you an example why I'm saying what I'm saying, bro. I'm not gonna put too much personal information out here, but I'm gonna say it in a way where where everybody be like, well, okay, I get the point. All right. I was I had went somewhere to pick up a package, right? I went somewhere to pick up a package. It was at a store, CBS Pharmacy. I went and picked up a package, right? All right. In the process of me picking up that package, it wasn't mine. Clearly, it wasn't my package. You know what I'm saying? But I was going there to pick up a package. I'm gonna say it like that. And Esau, which was the Caucasian white woman, just got smart with me for no damn reason, no fucking reason, no goddamn reason whatsoever. As soon as I went off on this so-called white woman, as soon as I went off, everybody looking at me like I'm the threat. Everybody looking at me like I'm a threat, which I guess I am by me being a man, just a man of color. I guess you know what I'm saying. Um, I guess that's why they probably. And I spoke up for myself, but a lot of not in a criticizing way, but I'm just trying to figure out why would my people, some of them, not all of them, some of them. My bad. Let me rephrase that. It's a lot of our people conditioned and brainwashed to the point to where they just saying, well, oh no, you got to do this and you got to do that. Just walk off and don't say nothing and don't do this and do that. We already in captivity. We already in captivity. And they had one brother in the neighborhood, God bless him. God bless the brother. But I shared this information with the brother. The first words out of his mouth, you know he brainwashed. Well, don't let it get to you, and this and that and the third. All the while he was drinking. All right. So I just got it in my mind. I said, our people is lost. You can't even talk to most of your people because they destroyed too. All they worried about is getting it in and getting a drink and getting it. It's just amazing how. Look at that. I don't know if y'all can see that how our people can hang with the enemy over that. It's just crazy, bro. But everybody looking at me as the threat. But our enemy, Esau, can do whatever they want on this planet. Kill, just like George Floyd, killed George Floyd. And they can get away with that bullshit. They still do. And everybody, like, I was standing up for myself. Yeah, this was what, when this was. Day for probably yesterday, 2 days ago. I was over the phone with the other person, just trying to make sure the business and everything was straightened out. In the process of doing it, I told this Edomite, I said, wait a minute. I said, don't be talking to me like that. What the hell? Because I'm one of those, where the world I come from, um, I hashes it out right there. I ain't gonna be like, that person, da 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 da, whatever, da da. I'm one of those. At least I'm. Now, sometimes I walk off. Sometimes I do. Sometimes, most of the time, I say, you know what? It ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you try to be circumspect and everything. But when I spoke up and told that Esau, that Edomite woman, that, oh man, now they jumped the gun, and they flipped, and and what she did was try to play the victim. You see what I'm saying? Tried to flip it and play the victim. Talking about, oh well, God bless you, leave you by telling. Now think about it. Any so-called white person that tells you to leave, if Esau tell you to get out their store, they don't want to get out and leave, you can leave or whatever. That's an indication is you ain't no house nigga. You ain't no fool. You exposing us. We can't control you as a slave, so you gonna have to go. Remember, if you are a Native American person, if you are non-European, then you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But if you are anything other than a Native American, if you anything other than, if outside of being so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, if you outside of any of that, that means you're not gonna understand what I'm saying. It's either you're gonna watch this video or you're gonna click up off of it because it ain't gonna resonate with you. But if you, more than likely, it's inside the neighbors of America. If you are a so-called person of color and you live in a neighborhood and you growed up and you just lived and you never owned a car, I'm just saying for the most part, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you ain't from the nation of Israel, then you're not going to understand what I'm saying. Everything that I'm saying is going to be pointless to you. And you probably one of those people that you're a troll. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not going to understand it. It's not going to resonate with you. Because you're not going to be able to stand in the presence of stuff like this here because it'll scare you. It'll consume you. You can't relate to it. If you don't know what it feels like is to live and be poor, you will never understand a person like me. You don't know what it feels like is to be discriminated against. If you are not a so-called black person or person of color, you're not going to be able to relate to none of this here. But I tell people sometimes you got to stand up. You can't just let people just riff run your race, riff run you. You can't let people do that. You can't have it. Now, sometimes I understand people say it's good to walk off, and I respect that. Yeah, and sometimes you save yourself a lot of trouble. I ain't gonna lie when you do walk off. But sometimes it's just in certain situations you gotta. Um, I think for the most part, I think my family probably some of them is afraid for me because they know that I'm a bold person. But standing up and protecting yourself. Like, okay, in the Bible, right? It says a soft answer turneth away wrath. And I'm not no ways trying to avoid that out because sometimes it's good to if you can or if you can to say something kind and stuff like that and to people when they being rude to you and stuff like that. It just for me, it just depends on who I'm dealing with. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody can be rehabilitated like that. Some people, I guess that's where it come in. That sometimes you can't be nice to everybody because you gotta leave. You know, you gotta just. Some people you can't give them no kind advice. Some people ain't gonna understand none of it because it's just kindness. No matter how demonic and evil they look at you, sometimes kindness and things of that nature is just not meant for them. I don't care how you try to do it. What's in their DNA is just in it. You know. But I spoke up for myself when it came to this so-called Caucasian woman. And I just did. And then try to turn around and God bless you. I said, how you gonna tell me God bless you and your God is the devil. So clearly we not talking about the same God. Because your God, I was just trying to let her know, last I checked, your God been raping, robbing, and murdering our people for decades. So how in the world you gonna have the audacity is that to come out your mouth and say, God bless you? Man, you better get up out of him. I say, your God is the devil. It's just a shame, bro. But you know, our people is scared they're gonna lose benefits. They're gonna lose all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, wait a minute. But when it comes to the so-called uh, white man or Esau, our people is humble lambs, and they very humble when it comes to him. And when it comes to each other, when we'll bump heads with each other, and we're pit bulls when it comes to each other. You see what I'm saying? That's how we are when it comes to each other. But when it comes to Esau, we humble down like lambs and crying like babies. That's the way our people are. Not all of them, but most of them. You can't. Yeah, we humble ourselves. Our people humble themselves more when it comes to them. Yeah, man. That's why, man. Look, man. I stay to myself most of the time. I do. I was born into staying to myself. I was born into this here. It ain't like I was just started yesterday. Way before YouTube, way before this here. I see why you come to understand. Sometimes you don't understand all the time why you end up being to yourself a lot. Because I often wonder, why did this happen to me this way? It's always a reason why things happen a certain way. Yep, it's always a reason. hmm I feel like I got some other stuff to say, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna say it. So I'm gonna see y'all later, and y'all have a good night. I see y'all. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later on.